Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's Kevin and Mikkel. We are back with a new video. I hope you guys have had a great weekend. And I know you guys haven't seen us in the video form in about, 2-3 weeks. But we are back. If you did not know, I took a little vacation 2 weeks ago. And I went down to Atlanta and I had a fabulous time. And I described that trip on this past week's podcast. It's episode 43. And I believe I said, I can't believe he said something like that. I don't remember what I titled it, but it's there. So if you haven't listened to the podcast, please go listen to it. I want to say thank you to Duran Bernard, who came on our podcast 2 weeks ago in support of his new album, which is titled Duran. Some great conversation we had for over an hour. So if you have not listened to the Scorpion Show podcast, I encourage you to please listen to it, because there are times when we're not going to be in a video form and you can just turn us on and listen and it'll still just be like we're there, but you know, we're just not in video form. To everyone watching, please click the subscribe button. If you haven't subscribed, or if you watch and you haven't subscribed, go ahead and click the subscribe button. To everyone watching, ooh, can I please borrow something?
Hell no, you're not sticking your finger in my gasoline.
You ain't got to just put it like on the paper or something, please, because I know I need something. Like, I felt it, and I went to the store to actually get some chapstick.
Oh, you do need some, poor thing. Are you crazy trying to stick your finger with me?
Oh, I don't know how that's going to work. Look, it's just going to work.
Hold on, let me put some more in there for you.
Okay. Yeah, put a little bit more.
Sorry.
Thank you. Yeah, I needed something that day.
You put his finger in my stuff.
So, oh yeah, so I was saying, if you have not subscribed and you've just been watching, click the subscribe button. Subscribing is free. To everyone, click the like button, the thumbs up button. I know a lot of y'all be afraid to click the like button. Go ahead and click the like button. If you're watching this in the as the premiere, just close the chat for 1 second and then click the like button, and you can go right back to the chat. So yeah, thank you for clicking the like button, and go ahead and leave a comment down below if you choose to do so. So what else has been going on? Today is Indigenous People Day.
It is Indigenous People Day, but can we talk about something real quick? Can we talk about the new movie we just watched?
Yeah, what movie? Sorry, no, I'm kidding. Yeah, we just watched.
Well, we didn't watch it together.
Right.
We saw it over the weekend.
Yeah, we saw it over the weekend on Netflix. It was just released, and it's titled 40-Year-Old Version. Not Virgin, but Version. And this is about Rahda Blank. It's loosely based on her life as a playwright and as a struggling artist. And now watching it the first time, I'm like, okay, you know, I'm really trying to see like where this is going. Like, cause I thought, I don't want to give the ending away, but
like, you thought one thing.
Yeah, I thought one thing. Cause you know, she was like, you know, she's a playwright. She's a teacher. She has so many hats, and she's struggling at all of them, basically. Her love life, her being a teacher, her being a playwright, her being a rapper, her losing the death of her her coping with the death of her mother. It's like she's just struggling through all of this, all before the age of 40. Kind of reminds me of me, you know, in a sense. And not only that, it's you have this project that you want to do, and then you have your friend who's an agent who can like help you get into business, but he got his own shit going on with other people, and then you got these people that want you to change your whole vision around of what you had your play to be, and which she describes it as black poverty porn. And you do see that with a lot of movies, a lot of TV shows, where people, you know, they want to know what's your struggle, what happens, or you got to add this character, you got to add that character,
and the character that they want you to add doesn't even have anything to do with the story.
Not at all, but they just need to be there.
But they need to be there because they need not only that, but they need what's the word that the guy used? They need those particular people to come and support.
Right. Yeah, the white people to come out and
watch.
But
he didn't use white people. Right. He used a different, I can't think of the word he used, but yeah. As soon as he said it, I said, oh, I see where this is going. You just want them to come.
Yeah, but this is how it is for a lot of people who are writers and they want their stuff picked up, or produced. And right now she has a play that, right now they said it's like a regional production. But of course you want the main production, not just something regional. But you see a whole lot of what she goes through in her life. And I encourage you all to take a day. It's 2 hours. It's a little over 2 hours. But it's
pretty long. Yeah. It's good. I really enjoyed it. Now, I had plans on watching it because, I'm always excited when something new comes on Netflix.
Right.
What I did not realize is that Lena's production company actually produced this film. And it wasn't until a coworker of mine, she said something to me about it. She said, "Oh, are you going to watch your girl's thing?" And I said, "What are you talking about?" And she said, "Your girl Lena, she has a what's the name?" And I said, "What she got?" And it's so crazy because I'm like, I follow Lena, I've seen her post it, but I just wasn't associate. I don't know. I wasn't really paying attention because I've been stuck in cold case files. Yeah, I have.
I'm not an old show.
Yeah, it's just killing people, getting away from me for years. Oh my god, I was watching it yesterday. I was falling asleep in church because I was up all night watching it.
Cool.
But anyway, so I'm like, oh really? So I go to Netflix and I realize, oh, okay, it is. So, and then it just so happens that Lena texted us on Saturday. So yesterday I just was like, okay, I'm going to take some time to watch it. So that's what I did. And from the beginning I was just laughing.
Right.
Because of the humor that was in it. But as the story, as it progressed, I was like, wow, I can see a lot of me in this character. I think everybody who watches this can kind of see a bit of them in Rahda. First of all, it gives me that old school Spike Lee feel. Like it reminds me of an old school Spike Lee film. It's one of those indie films. If you're a hip hop lover, you're gonna love it. If you're an indie film lover, you're gonna love it. It was good. It was good to see this black woman trying to find her footing in life. A lot of things was not working out for her, and I like the fact that it was just real. It was a real story. It wasn't like, her knight in shining armor comes and saves the day. I like that it was real. Like she was struggling.
Right.
She was struggling.
But I do like the way this ended for me. Like I still want to know more.
Right.
Like I want to know like what happens. Like, cause it's like, okay, you getting your stuff on track, and when she was I don't want to give away the ending, but I just love how she realized she had her power towards the end.
Yeah.
And the way she just broke it down and she was just speaking, and I just love that. But I encourage you guys to please watch 40-Year-Old Version. It's on Netflix and it's nothing left in there.
I know.
Just throw it in the trash. Oh, because I don't want you leaving that there. Thank you.
Could you move it over there so I can have access to it?
Right.
Oh, because you're trying to say I leave trash in your room?
I leave enough, I told you.
You do.
I leave enough trash. I'll be another
They
day.
can't have this camera around.
It's not too bad today.
It's actually not.
Because I'm getting all my work.
I still don't know where you sleep at night.
No, I'm washing all these clothes tonight. So all of that's getting washed.
I don't think I've ever come in your room and there wasn't anything on your bed.
Right. It's always something on my bed. Always. It's not a
But yeah, it's a good movie. I liked it. I smiled at the end. I think was you down there when we were talking about the end of it? No.
No, I was in the bathroom.
Yeah, I was saying that I don't want to tell the ending, but you know how the whole film is one way, and then at the end it turns a different way.
Right.
And I just smiled because I was just like, oh, this is.
Right.
I like the character. I like the guy too. That she, the beat make D,
the boyfriend.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if he was her boyfriend. Well, not.
Yeah, no.
It was just somebody that they was talking and fucking. She needed that. God, I was so
anytime you climbing up on the walls
to listen to somebody else
have sex. Man, come on.
I ain't never done that.
Me neither.
She needed that though, and I'm glad she got it.
And he went downtown.
And she said, "That's a young tongue," and I know exactly.
You know what? Move on. Yeah, please check it out. It's on Netflix again. It's called 40-Year-Old Version. VERSION. Please check it out. You guys know we are 22 days away from Election Day. And election day is November 3rd.
Did you work today? Was The View on today?
Yes.
Is it a new episode?
Because they returned it today. Something happened on the show.
Okay. You don't want something?
I don't know what happened. I didn't watch it. I was, you know what? I caught up on a lot of sleep.
Yeah.
And it rained last night, today. That's all I've been doing is sleeping.
Yeah.
So I slept past the time I wanted to, but I was like, it's okay. When I woke up, they had the little judge thing on. But, not a judge show, but Amy Coney Barrett, the hearings for her, and to see if she will be confirmed.
I mean, we already know she is.
Yeah, they're going to ram her, like I said, ram her right on through. And the Democrats are getting the Republicans together. But, you know, you might not like this, but that's why they say elections have consequences.
Yes.
When you choose not to vote.
When you choose not, and not just in the general, but also in the not the primaries. Well, the primaries too, but what's the elections every 2 years?
Oh yeah.
You know.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, but I want them to know what I'm talking about. I can't think of the word.
It is called the midterm.
Midterm elections. When you don't vote during the midterms as well, then this is what happens. It's consequences. So hopefully, I voted, and
I can get a picture.
yeah. I haven't seen you since I voted. No, yeah, I voted. Remember we were talking about that too, about whether or not. Well, you knew I voted, but they received it, which was good because I remember I was trying to figure out, well, do they let you know if they received it or not? Like, what the fuck? But they emailed me to let me know that they did receive it, so I was like, yes, thank you, Jesus, they got it, and now good because Diggy had explained to me a few days ago before I even got the email. He was like, well, when they do get it, so I was like, well, what happens if you could? Because I've never voted by mail before, so I said, well, how do they know when you Like, how do they know if I voted by ballot? Like, what if I decide to still go to my polling place and vote? So Diggy said to me, well, when they receive your thing, they're going to take your name out of the book. So if you go to the place, your name won't even be in the book. But he said it'll only be for this election. Like, so if the next election comes and you decide to vote in person, your name will be back in the book. But they only take your name out of the book once they receive your what's the name, whatever. And then when they emailed me and told me, you will not be able to go, I was like, okay, so Diggy, you were absolutely right. This is what it is. So I was happy. So I can say that they received my ballot. So I'm happy.
We got to get Diggy and Ernest back on this show very soon.
Very soon.
Before election day, we got to.
Yes.
So yeah.
And today's Ernest's birthday too.
Yeah, I know. Happy birthday, Ernest. I forgot that you mentioned it before me. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Because I ain't have it on the list.
Oh, it's a gnat. It's not
I'm tired of these shit just flying around here.
Oh, here's a thought.
We got flies and that, you know. Don't try to hit you. Anyway. What was I saying? Happy birthday.
Oh, happy birthday, Ernest. But what were we talking about?
And congrats on your new job. I seen something, I think it was the Daily Beast. Congratulations to you. We were talking about voting. Just the importance of voting. You can't be sitting at home. If you could go to the polls, go. I've been seeing a lot of videos of people staying in line and waiting hours. Even though I think it's unfair that so many people have to wait that long, I'm glad that y'all staying out there and y'all voting. I did see a video from Lionel Williams, who used to have a YouTube channel, 3LW TV. He said he was at one polling place for 2 hours and he left because he had to go to the dentist. And then he went to the State Farm Arena and it took him less than 15 minutes. He said it was only 15 minutes from him parking to going in there to voting
and then
get back to his car.
My God, wow.
So I don't understand why it's taking so long.
Yeah. You know what else too? It has to do with too, because I noticed. I told y'all a bit of the story about what happened to me last year during the midterms when I got this mysterious phone call that sent me to one place, but then come to find out I really was supposed to vote at the place that I've always been voting at.
Oh my God!
But me going to go vote at the place I've always voted. That was the first time I ever had to stand in a line. Because usually in my section with, I guess, our names, it's not a line. So I usually go straight through, vote, and then leave. But this particular time, I had to stand in a line. And somebody like me who is not used to doing stuff like that, I get irritated. Because why do I have to stand in the line? I've been voting for some years now. And in my section, when I come here, I've never had to stand in the line. So me having to go in there and stand in the line, I said, guess what? When they started talking about voting by mail this year and this pandemic happened, I said, you know what? I'm voting by mail. Because I don't want this to happen. And then remember, too, I work overnight. So when I get off in the morning, the polls are just opening. But the thing is, who's to say how many people are going to be standing in line in the morning?
Right.
Because, you know, a lot of older people go in the morning. I said, no. I'm going to take advantage of this voting by mail and see how this works. And I'm glad I did it because it really was, it was common sense.
Yeah, it took me, for the primaries this year, it was an hour to vote. And I've never had to wait an hour to vote.
Right. See, it's like, what's going on? And I'm trying to figure out,
are they some polling places and condense them
everybody into one? Exactly. Yeah, that too. And then I'm thinking, do they have enough people? I keep getting these emails and text messages trying to get me to come and vote, not vote, but vote the polls. But I'm like, no, because if that's the case, I could have just voted in person. I don't want to volunteer. I don't want to get off of work and then go to volunteer with y'all, because I think they only pay them $100.
And give you a lunch. I mean, who doesn't like to eat? It's fine.
Well, the voting place is around the corner from my house. I can just go home. Right. Literally around the corner.
It's a mess. Well, it's a part of your public civic duty.
My public civic duty was voting.
Well, you did that.
I did that. Okay.
Yeah. But everybody, I know Delaware. It just closed the registration to vote. Next week in Philadelphia is the 19th, I believe. That's when registration closes. So if you just check certain states, go to iwillvote.com. You can see if you register. You can register to vote, see where you're going to vote, and all of that good stuff.
Can I? Oh, go ahead. Because I was going to say, because a few people, when I posted, some people were DMing me. Like, I got a lot of DMs after I posted my email saying it, and a lot of people were asking me, they were voting by mail, and so they were trying to figure out. Now, this is funny. Did you vote by mail?
No.
So you didn't get a ballot at all? Okay, because on the this is the confusing part that you have to pay really close attention when you vote by mail, because there's instructions, but it will kind of confuse you. And I thought I was the only person that got confused, and I said something to Diggy, and Diggy was like, "Well, don't worry about it." And then this guy that I know here in Philly, he DM'd me and he asked me the same question that I had an issue with. So on the ballot envelope, the main envelope, because it's 2 envelopes. On the back of it, you have to fill out your information. You have your name, your address, and all that. Now, you know how on the regular envelope, when you're mailing something out, you'll put your return address on the front of it. There's the lines for the return address. However, I didn't put my return address because on the instructions, it doesn't say anything about you writing on the front. It tells you, I think at one point it tells you don't write on the front, just to fill out the back. But yet there's the lines. So I didn't fill out my return address. So I had said something to Diggy, and Diggy was like, well, I mean, to be honest, would there be a reason for them to return it to you? If you fill everything out, there's no reason for them to return it, so you should be cool. And luckily, I was cool. But this guy, he hit me up and said, well, do I sign this? Because it doesn't say anything about signing the front. And I said, that's the same problem I had. I said, but you know what? I didn't sign it, but they still received it. So if you sign it or not, I don't think it'll be a problem because it's only your return address. And then on top of that, on the back of the envelope, you're putting all your information, your address, name, and all that. So they do have a problem. They got your information on the back. But you just have to be really, really careful if you are voting by mail. You have to be really, really careful. And when you circle, because you have to circle, you can't check the boxes. You have to circle. When you circle, you have to make sure that circle is dark, completely circle. Don't just halfway circle, and then you have to make sure it's completely dark, because I think they may put the ballots through a machine, and the machine has to pick up that ink. And if it doesn't pick up that full ink, then
that's it.
So you have to make sure you pay close attention. Some people were asking me, do I think they would have enough time to send their ballots in? And I do think you would have enough time because
or you could go to wherever you could drop the ballots.
Drop it off. If you live close by, because it only took me a week. I mailed it out one day, and then they just emailed me. So it was only a week that it took for them to email me back and say, hey, they received it. So
now y'all got to also be careful, because I've seen in California, Republicans call this up making unofficial ballot boxes where you can drop stuff off.
Yeah.
Who knows what they're doing?
Right.
That's why it's like I'm kind of leery of voting by mail. I'm just like, no, I'm going to take my ass to the polls, and I'm going to vote the regular way.
Well, see, remember I told you what I did was I actually took my ballot to a post office.
Right.
I didn't take it to a regular mailbox. I didn't give it to a mailman. I took it to the post office because I knew going to the post office was going to get. You understand what I'm saying? That's where I took it at. I took it to the post office because I couldn't go downtown to the actual the county office. So I said, well, I'm just going to take it to the post office because I feel much safer doing it that way.
Instead of getting it lost.
Instead of getting it lost in the mail, it's in the post office, and they're going to come and get this fucking mail. Come and get this mail. Now they may not come and get the mail out of the mailboxes in the neighborhood.
Right.
They're coming to the post office to get this mail.
We don't even have. I don't even know the last time I seen the mailbox in my neighborhood.
Well, see, there's two around the corner from my house. I can walk to. There's two. And they're actually on the same street, but one is like, they're both like maybe 3 blocks up from each, like down from each other. And then the post office is near my house. So I can walk to all 3, the post office, and that's what I did. I just walked to the post office after I filled it out and just put it in the mailbox. I mean, took it to them because I'm just like, I'm not putting it in the regular mailbox because even though I told you that the mail is being circulated fine in my neighborhood, I still ain't want to take that chance.
Right.
So I said, no, I'm going to take this to the post office.
So everybody, please make a plan to vote. If you're one of them people that work, see if you can get a couple hours off that day, or if you can request off to go vote. They need to make election day like a holiday where people don't have to work.
Yeah, they do need to do that.
Like, what's taking so long?
I mean, they're doing this for Columbus Day where a lot of people get off.
Yeah.
I mean, not that many people, but a lot of people get off on Columbus Day. They need to do that.
Yeah, remember we used to get school off on Columbus Day back when I was growing up, but now they're like, who is we not celebrating him?
Yeah,
It's Indigenous People Day.
Yeah. Back when we was kids, you didn't have Indigenous People Day on the calendar. It just was Columbus.
Yep.
I had to look on the thing on my phone to see what holiday it was because I was so confused. And then when it said Columbus and next to it said Indigenous People Day, I said, look at this.
Yep. I didn't know what all that stuff he did. Like, it was horrible with Christopher Columbus.
Oh yeah, he was painted as this good guy, whatever.
Discovered America.
Right, but you can't discover something that's already where people actually live there.
Right.
That's one. And 2, they came over here and really treated them Indians badly. Don't nobody want to make a real movie about that. Because Hollywood have a fit. White people have a fit if you do that. Just like we need to go up in arms about this new Cleopatra movie that's coming out, where they have casted yet another white woman to play Cleopatra.
Who was playing Cleopatra?
I don't know who the fuck she is, but I just saw. I've never seen her before, but I just saw it, and I'm just like, hello. I mean, I can
when
see
will
them
they
fucking
learn?
In 1963 when they had Liz Taylor play her, because that was in the 60s, But we're talking about now in 2020. Y'all still have not learned that all these years that Cleopatra was not a white woman. Like, y'all couldn't even get Lisa Bonet.
Who?
Don't do that to her.
I'm not. Let me tell you, anytime you can get your men together and take pictures and love on each other, you got something good going on.
Okay.
Shout out to Lisa Bonet. And her daughter, too, because they're acting in Big Little Lies. I loved her in Big Little Lies.
That's just a talented family.
Lisa,
her ex, her current man, they all just talented.
Lisa Bonet's current, I would be a whole mess.
And they've been together for a minute.
Yes, they have. And Lenny, too. Oh, my God. Go ahead, Lisa Bonet.
She did that.
Yes, she did. Oh, God.
I wouldn't be surprised if they all doing something together.
Shut up. Come on.
What?
You know who's doing something together that shouldn't be doing nothing together? Emily B. and Fabulous.
Oh. Well, they just had a baby.
It's not going to make it any better. I shouldn't say that.
Let me tell you something. Emily's not going
nowhere. I mean,
nowhere. She's not. She's not going nowhere. He's not going nowhere. Because when you stop and think about it, Kevin, the stuff that he do with her, he can't do with nobody else. I don't think anybody else is going to tolerate that. She ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, I mean, congratulations to them, but all that shit that went down outside that house,
right?
That's when I was done.
Right. And with her dad,
yeah, somebody threatening your dad,
right?
Like, come on, man.
Right.
But we see this a lot in relationships where your parents or your family get involved, and they defending you, and then you still end up being back with the person that abused you. Hopefully, in this time, Fab has gone to see counselors. They've gone to counseling together. He's going to anger management, but 9 times out of 10, when they still act like this or act like that, it will happen again. And then what? See, for a person like me, it only take me one time. You got one time to hit me, and that's the last time you hit me. Right. And that's how a lot of people should think. But it's tough for a lot of people. But you only get one time with me. You only get one time. And, you know, it's just time to go. But, you know, congratulations to them on this new baby. But I just found it weird because I didn't know that they were still together and all of this was going on. That she was pregnant. I didn't know none of that stuff. So, yeah. But I'll tell you who I am happy for.
Who?
I'm happy for Cynthia and Mike Hill.
Yes.
That's all I've seen. Because when I got off work, I said, bitch, where the pictures at? I know they married by now. Nobody had the pictures yet. And it was this big thing because Cynthia and Mike had invited over 250 guests. And people thought that, you know, that was too outrageous during a pandemic. Now, do I think it's outrageous? Yes. Because you only need the closest people, the people that you're closest to for a wedding. But knowing Cynthia, you know, and this is for a TV show, she's going to do it big. I still think that number is outrageous. But from what I've seen, it looked like it was a beautiful day. From the wedding dress to Mike's outfit, and I liked his second outfit when they were dancing and stuff. Like oh my god, I love the suit like that. And I probably couldn't pull it off, but he looked amazing. And the guests, Portia, to me, she was best dressed. They all looked good. Everybody looked good. It just looked like it was a fun day to forget about everything that's going on in the world and to just be able to celebrate one of your friends, you know, one of the best days of their life when it comes to the wedding day. You know, I'm not going to shade that it's a third wedding. But, you know, yeah, just congrats. I'm happy for Cynthia that her and Mike, you know, got married. But I still wonder, like, what's going to happen now? Now that y'all married, because he's definitely not going to move to Atlanta, I don't think. Because there's nothing in Atlanta. There's no, like, Fox Sports and all of that. You got to go out to L.A. Now, are you going to become a real housewife of one of those California shows? Like, what happens? Like, I want to know all of that stuff. I'm curious to know what's going to happen on this upcoming season. And then...
Or if she just filmed when she just lives in L.A. while she's... Atlanta while she's filming.
Right.
Something like that. But go ahead.
Yeah, and then, you know, they had the bachelor party. And bachelorette party. And, they, you know, of course, they had the male strippers there. But then they were saying they went down because 2 members of the cast slept with the stripper. Now, that was the rumor. And then you had Kenya, and you had Marlo, and you had one of the new housewives who made videos saying it wasn't them, and Shaggy was playing in the background. And this is all on page 6 and everything. Well, the stripper said, I ain't with that. You know, I don't need no extra mileage on my dick than what I already have. And he was just saying, like, he would never, you know, do anything like that because he has too many fans and friends, family all around the world.
But then even if it did happen, I wouldn't expect him to actually say, oh yeah, I did it.
Yeah.
Because that's messing up his brand.
Right. So they were saying that Tanya or Portia. Both of them. They said both of them, actually. But Tanya put out this thing like, bitch, I would never, blah, 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 blah. Like, she didn't do it when everybody else did it. And Portia, I haven't heard anything about Portia. But if she did do it,
she's single.
Yeah.
I mean, her and Dennis was at the wedding together.
Never
she's
be,
single.
I would never, you know. And then Dennis will make it known that he's single as well.
Yeah.
Dennis, nobody cares. Okay?
And nobody's looking for you except one of them desperate women who's looking for a hot dog.
Yeah. And for you pay their child support for the next 18 years. And she already hit the jackpot on that one. Boom. But other than that, I knew it wasn't going to work.
No.
We all knew that.
No.
From the beginning.
That was a waste of Dr. Sherry's time.
Yeah, for the first episode 2 years ago, I mean, she got paid for it.
She got paid for it, yeah, you're right. Who's actually going to?
And going to Dr. Sherry, it never worked, okay?
No,
going back to the breakfast, when we found out about her.
Because I ain't going to Dr. Sherry.
No.
Dr.
You wanted to fail. Sorry, Dr. Sherry, but I said it. You know. But yeah, congrats to Cynthia and Mike. I'm happy for them. And Mike looks really, really good.
That's good that they're happy. Everybody's happy.
Yeah.
Leon even posted a video.
Oh, he was there?
No, he was invited though, because he said he's making a movie over whatever, so he wasn't able to go. But he posted a video congratulating them and saying how he was happy for her, whatever the case may be. So that was nice.
Yeah.
But I mean, they've always had an unproblematic relationship and split up for
and
years.
When it comes
so
to Noel, he still don't play. He don't play with Noel.
No,
and she's in her 20s.
Right.
He don't play with her.
She looks just like him.
Yeah. And now she's, I believe she's actually came out now, and she's trying to get into acting or something like that. But you, Noel, you can do whatever you want. You can do whatever you want. Cardi B had a big birthday celebration in Las Vegas over the weekend as well. Congratulations to Cardi B. I don't know what. Could you imagine yourself buying this big lavish car? Because I don't remember what kind of car it was, but I did see the car seat and it had Culture's name.
I heard it was a Range Rover. I don't know.
Yeah. Can you imagine you buying your ex that? Like, if y'all supposed to be getting a divorce?
Well, yeah. If you want that back, yeah. And to be honest with you, if it's a Range Rover, that's nothing to his pockets.
Right.
It's nothing to his pocket.
Right.
A custom-made Range Rover, interior Range Rover, that's nothing to his pocket.
But I don't think we've discussed them getting a divorce. Something must not be right, or haven't been right. Sorry for eating these chips, y'all, but I'm really like, I need something to go in my mouth. That don't sound right. I know. I'm so sorry I said that. I just need to eat something. And this and that smoke detector in the background is getting on my nerves because I can hear it. But
It's funny because I drown it right on out. I don't even hear it.
It's
Now I'm
just
going to
that-
hear it once you said something.
Yeah. It's just that something, it had to be him cheating, him being unfaithful, something had to happen for her to file for divorce and want to get away from him. Now, she's taken him back so many times after so many cheating allegations, and it's like you still out here doing what you're doing, but this time she didn't make it, like whatever you did, it didn't go public on what happened. So you did a good thing with that, but nobody deserves to be in a relationship when they're being cheated on, and you got all these different girls. Like, y'all could have just had a love child. Y'all didn't even have to get married. And I'm tired of people playing around with marriages and stuff like that. If you want to get married and know that marriage is for life. And if you can't work it out, try to make it work. Try. I'm talking to somebody. Just try to make the shit work. You just can't, like, people give up so quick when it comes to marriages. You know, can you imagine how many arguments, like, I don't want to put your parents into it.
Oh, God,
but
yes.
Can you imagine how many arguments your mom and your dad done had, and they still been together for what, 30-something years?
They've been together, yeah, because my cousin, I don't know why he told me this story, but my cousin told me the story how when my mom and dad, when they first started messing around with each other, she told me how my mom was messing with somebody else, and she started messing with my dad, or whatever the case may be. But my mom and dad have been together for about 35 years. They got married. They've been married for 26 years. Mm-hmm. They've been together for 35, been married for 26 years. Yeah, long time.
That's a very long time.
Long time, yep.
And and it's like they make it work.
Yeah, they ain't got no other choice because who's gonna want both of them? It is what it is. They have no other choice.
Yeah. Now I'm sure, like my mom and her husband at the time, like you. First of all, we would laugh when we hear them argue because it's like it don't even make sense what both of y'all are arguing about. But it happens. But people, y'all play. Not y'all. I shouldn't say y'all because I don't want to say y'all do. But people do play with marriage and think that it's like it's just something to do to get press, and you shouldn't do that. Stop playing with the sanctity of marriage. If you want to get married to someone, know that you're going to be in this, like really mean that to death do you part. When they say, do you take to love, cherish, honor, and obey, and sickness and health and good and bad, all of that, take it serious. Stop playing around with that. And I'm tired of these marriages only being a year or two. For all that, y'all could have just been fucking and making kids and not have papers being involved with marriage. Stop playing with marriage.
Right.
That's for everybody. Right. Gays too, because gays get married.
They get married left. They get married. They handed out. They handed out candles down there at the Justice of the Peace.
Right.
What the fuck y'all doing there? Because y'all always getting married. Or they don't never tell you when they get divorced.
No.
Nobody wants to tell you. I couldn't get over that. Every time I ask for that divorce letter, the main letter, they don't never want to tell you when they get a divorce.
Right.
Oh, but when they get married, it's all over social media.
All
this one guy.
All these pictures.
Yes, I followed this one guy who was engaged to this guy. I mean, he couldn't stop posting there, and I was like, oh, that's so decent. Before you knew it, he's now hugged up with another guy. And I said, wait a minute.
My God.
What happened to the fiance? They'll never want to tell you what it's.
No,
they don't tell you.
But I love the black love little things that I've been seeing lately on social media. It's cute. I love it. Or the how we started and versus where we are now. Like I love it. It's cute to see. But yeah, stop playing with marriage, y'all. And congrats to Cynthia and Mike and Cardi B and what's his name? Quavo. Make it work. Try to make it work. But
no, is it
trying to make it work.
No, Offset. I'm talking about
Offset. Yes, Quavo got the other girl.
Yes, the other girl, but he's Offset. Yeah. You know, they all got dreads. You don't know who's the fuck you're looking at.
Yeah, and I hope during this pandemic they learn how to work on their stage presence because they are like they got good songs, and when they go to perform them, they are so terrible. And I'll never forget that BET Awards I watched them. No, it was Hip Hop Awards. Congratulations are in order to the Los Angeles Lakers, who defeated Miami Heat in the NBA Finals, and the LA Lakers has won their 17th NBA championship, and this is the 4th ring for LeBron James, and he is the first NBA player ever to win 3 championships with 3 different teams. So he has 2 with the Heat, he has 1 with Cleveland, and he has 1 with Los Angeles. He's the only player to ever do it. And this is his 4th ring. And I'm happy for him. And he's been at the forefront of playing basketball games and the Black Lives Matters movement. And he won a fucking championship while doing all of that. And he's been encouraging people to vote. He's been getting the basketball arenas to hold polling places and things like that. LeBron is out there getting it done, and I still can't believe that a bitch named Laura Ingraham told him to just shut up and dribble. She had some fucking nerve.
That fucking no lip.
Man, you know a lot of them like that.
You know. That no lip.
Oh, you know. And while we were away, the president contracted coronavirus.
Another no lip.
Right. And who was kissing them? Somebody that won a couple of dollars. Named Melania.
Well,
and she's horrible. You know, something that overshadowed all of this. I didn't know that tapes were released.
Yeah.
Her saying fuck Christmas and the children.
Yeah. What do you want me to do?
Oh, that went away so fast.
Let me tell you something. I had every intentions on listening to the audio tape that her ex-friend released until I read the transcript. And I said, this is broken English. I can't listen to that because I can barely read this. And they wrote it out the way she said it in the audio.
Right. So give me a break. Oh, that's how you feel?
Oh, that's how you feel. Give you a break, huh? Give you a break? Nobody told you to marry him.
Right. She's just as corrupt as Donald.
Yeah, okay.
So she's complicit in all of this.
Hello? Yes. Look what she did to Michelle Obama's thing. And look how she also had a hand in that whole birthday thing, too. Because when that was going around a few years ago, she was even going around, talking about it and all that. Fuck you think you is? You're not even born in this country.
No. And her parents are here because the president is the president.
Hello?
Well, because the president, because Donald Trump.
I can't wait till November 3rd. I just hope and pray we show out the way we're supposed to show out.
We had to.
Oh my God.
Think of it as a pair of Jordans inside the voting booth.
Oh God.
Because you know that's how they come out there and
camp. Yeah, but that demographic ain't going.
They need to.
They need to, yes.
So now you got a young thing coming on that Supreme Court. And they only getting younger. It's not like they're 60.
Oh yeah.
No, they're getting them in their 40s.
And it's a shame because Joe Biden said that if he had the opportunity to put somebody on the Supreme Court, it would be an African American woman. So hopefully one of these justices retires, but ain't none of them I can see retiring.
They're not going to try to retire if Biden becomes president, but that's fine.
Clarence Thomas is definitely not retiring.
No, but that's all right. I think that
Yeah, because majority of them on there now is new. I think maybe Clarence Thomas and another one on there has been on there for a long time, which I think is a liberal judge too.
One of them left.
No, but there's another one on there.
Alito was Bush, right?
Yeah.
Bush, I'm appointed.
The two women on there already are from Obama.
Kagan and Sotomayor.
But there's another liberal judge, white older guy.
Is his name Roberts? Sam Roberts?
No, older white guy. Sam Roberts is new. John Roberts is new. George Bush put him in there. Oh, there's an older guy.
But that's the one that left to get...
No, there's another one. There's another one.
Yeah, if I see who
there's another one. Stephen Breyer.
Oh, no, he don't do nothing because I don't never hear his
That's why I said there's an older guy. He's from Clinton. Clinton put him in.
He don't say nothing to nobody.
That's what I'm saying. Well, maybe he will step down at one point. Maybe he will step down, but yeah.
But we don't move, bro.
Yeah, he's 82. So, yeah. That's why I said I know there's another liberal judge on the court, but at this moment, I think it's just him and the three women. Mm-hmm. Because these are all conservative judges. They're all conservative judges. Well, he wasn't a judge.
Yeah, I mean...
This one right here wasn't a judge.
The only thing I think that matters about this Supreme Court right now is birthing rights, because I don't want to say that word, because I don't want YouTube them. Is birthing rights and health care. Those are my main concerns. Like, I thought about maybe they would try to overturn gay marriage, but they're not going to do that. Mm-hmm. The main thing is birthing rights on who get to do what, and then Obamacare. And if you get rid of Obamacare, what is the next best thing? And why would you try to get rid of something and make so many million Americans uninsured again?
Because they're not thinking of... First of all, the Supreme Court needs to just be honest with the government, with Congress, and say, listen, we're not overturning anything until y'all come up with a better plan.
Right.
Y'all have a better plan, but y'all want us to overturn this. So then we have millions of more people without health insurance. Mm-hmm. No. Like, for instance, I do sometimes have faith in a lot of these judges, even the ones that don't necessarily align with your views. And I say that because over the weekend here in Pennsylvania, there was something that the Trump administration, they were trying to get poll or something to the effect that had to do with the election, and a judge that Donald Trump put in told his administration, no, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. No, you can't. I'm throwing this out because it's not. And I said to myself, thank you, Jesus, that at least, yes, Donald Trump put him in there, but at least he had enough common sense to say, no, this is not right. You put me in here, but this is not right. No, we're not doing it. I wish I would have posted it because I don't know if I still have the actual article. But then the same thing with the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, John Roberts, when he sided with the Democrats earlier this year with different issues. I think even with one with the
people who live... was it the Mexicans thing?
No, there was a few other things.
Yeah, because he's like, I don't think the Supreme Court liked me and all this.
Yeah. He actually sided with the liberals, John Roberts, twice. Mm-hmm. Now, he's a conservative judge. Donald Trump didn't put him in there. George Bush put him in there. But he's still a conservative. You know what I mean? Yeah. But he didn't side with the Republican president.
They think that he's more liberal than Republican. But I think that...
I think that he's voting on the way that these judges should vote, which is not... They should vote on what the law is, or not what, because I'm affiliated with this party.
I think that if you're on the Supreme Court, you should be an independent judge. Period, point blank. And be able to use your right mind. Like, a lot of things that come before you should be able to make decisions based on, facts of other cases, facts of how you believe, and then you write your opinion on why you voted the way you did. I don't think that you should be a Democrat or you should be a Republican. Because you can't always just side with one side. Sometimes things might not make sense.
Well, they don't always side with one side.
But it seemed like, right now, it's like, yeah, we're gonna have this. Everybody's gonna be conservative. This will be a period in our life where we will have a conservative Supreme Court.
Right. But it's not necessarily that they all, because while you may have conservative views, prime example, what just happened a few months ago, John Roberts, he is a conservative judge, yet there were cases that came before the Supreme Court where they said, where he voted with the liberal judges. No, I don't agree with this. I don't know if it had to do, I think it had something to do with gay rights. One was gay rights, and I think something
that was this year.
Yeah, that's what I said a few months ago.
That is just about people being. You could just get rid of people for being gay or something like that.
Yeah, whatever it was, but he sided with the liberals.
Right,
no,
I remember that.
Right. And then he did another, what's the name, where he voted and sided with the liberals again, which I think it had something to do with sides with Supreme Court liberals over. No, that wasn't exactly it. But see, this is something else that he sided with. You see what I'm saying? So It's like, while you may be on the right side or the left side, you still, it's up to you. That's why sometimes too.
And they did something about birthing rights too.
Yeah, that's why. I think that was the second thing that I'm thinking of. But see, that's why a lot of people too are like, they vote independent, because it's like sometimes you may, because there's some things that I side with Republicans when it comes to certain things like my mind just went blank. Welfare and housing, or whatever the case may be. But it's so funny because when you stop and think about it, a lot of black people, especially a lot of older black people, a lot of black older Christians have conservative views.
Oh, yeah.
Stop thinking about it. They really do. They really, really do. But the majority of their views is on the left. But I like, and I just hope that when this Amy Coney Barrett chick becomes the new justice on the Supreme Court, that she does not simply side with the Trump administration simply because this man put her in there. This is a lifetime appointment. So when Donald Trump is out of the White House, you're still going to be on the Supreme Court. So hopefully to go the right way. Now with this abortion thing, I still don't understand how people feel as though they should have the right to tell somebody what to do with their body. I just don't understand that. And also, be very careful, because there's a fake article going around on Facebook, of all places, of course, where they're saying that the governor of New Jersey voted to allow abortions to take place when a woman is when the baby is fully developed. Yeah, so please, that's a fake article. Please do not go listening and reading stuff like that, because stuff like that gets people up in their feelings, and it's like, that's not true, and we know that there's a lot of fake stuff that is circulated on Facebook. A lot of fake articles.
And Facebook don't do a good job in trying to take all of that shit. It's a lot. It's so many accounts.
Because I think they're getting paid for it.
Probably so, yeah.
Yeah, I think they're getting paid for that. Because ain't no way in the world some of that stuff is still.
Yeah, because you could post ads for. You got to pay to post ads,
right?
But yeah, I don't think they're really checking them as much. I've promoted us on Facebook, and sometimes you get approved just like that,
right?
So I don't know if how they screen for stuff like that. But yeah, it's just I've been watching just a lot of news, and I just educate myself that way. I try to watch Fox News, but it's too opinionated to where they don't talk about the facts.
Right. They talk about everybody who hates Trump and why they hate Trump, and they don't talk about the facts at all.
Yeah.
They really don't.
And I see that with like I was watching Jake Tapper. You would think that he would go nice on somebody from Joe Biden's camp, but no, he kept asking her yesterday, well, what's going on with the court package?
Yeah.
You're not answering. He's not answering.
Nobody's answering. Right.
Yeah.
And it's a legitimate question. Yeah. And I was upset that Kamala didn't answer that.
They're not going to answer.
Yeah.
They're not. Upset. The answer is, I don't think they will. I just think that they have to understand that these are the consequences of when you don't vote, or when your party stays home and don't vote. And we are seeing that voting is very important to Republicans.
Yes.
And power
is
very important to someone like Mitch McConnell,
Yes.
because he blocked Obama when it came to those federal judges, and when it came to the Supreme Court.
Yes.
They love power, and all they think about is Republican. But here's the thing. Most people in this country are liberal, and you only like conservative only like represent a certain amount of people in states. So why should this all be the land of the law for everybody if it only applies to a certain few who live by certain standards of the Republic?
Power. It's the power that they get from it, and it's unfortunate because I said this when we were on YouTube Live together, when I said that in 50 years we've had more Republican presidents than Democratic. In 50 years since 1970 to 2020, we've only had three Democratic presidents: Obama, Clinton, and Jimmy Carter. That's it. But we've had Nixon, we've had Gerald Ford, but Gerald Ford wasn't elected. He got in there because Nixon resigned. But we had Nixon, Gerald Ford, Ronald Reagan, George Bush, and now Donald Trump.
And you always get the Democrat to come in to clean up after the Republic.
It just goes to show you that, and this country has not been on a high since Bill Clinton left in 2001. Because when Bill Clinton left in January of 2001, this country was in a surplus. We weren't in debt. We didn't owe nobody. We were in a surplus. But once George Bush got in there and 9/11 happened and all these wars started taking place, which, by the way, we're still going through the longest war in American history, the Iraq War, is still going on 19 years later. Everything was just going downhill. Yeah. You know, people talk bad about Bill Clinton, but then they forget that Bill Clinton left this country in a surplus. He really did. He knows what he's doing. He just don't know how to keep his in his pants.
You know, one thing as a kid, I never knew what it meant, but I do remember always seeing balance the budget, balance the budget. I guess he did.
And he was able to work with the Republican Congress too. When Newt Gingrich was the Speaker of the House, he was able to work with them.
No, it was, you know, I think
times is totally different now. It really is.
They are. ever since 2001.
Yeah.
Times have changed for this country.
Yep.
When we have learned how to live after a tragic event. We lived through one pandemic with H1N1. We've had a black president. And right now we're just going through tough times when it comes to race, diversity. We're divided as a country. It's just this is just our part of life that we have to go through. And I want to live long enough to be able to talk to my nieces and nephews. And if I'm blessed to have children, they children. You know, I want to live to talk about that moment in time, because we have seen so much. Then we live through a time where technology has changed, televisions have changed, people listen to music different ways. Like y'all used to have, they used to have 8-tracks and tapes and CDs, and we just had we could just press a button and boop, it's there. Like, we have lived through so much stuff, and now we're living through a time where we see what it's like to have a racist Republican,
a clown.
Yeah.
Technology has changed, and I know it's changed because yesterday morning my aunt texted me. Sometimes I wonder, like, who taught her how to text? She's 78 and she's texting me early in the morning about an iPhone case.
Oh my God.
So I'm texting her, well, Betty, what kind of phone do you have? Well, the box says that I have. All right, well, that's what you have. She goes, I don't know what kind of phone I have, but the box says I have an XR. Then I'm saying to myself, you got all these granddaughters. You got great grandkids. Why are you texting me? That's because she misses her nephew. And she wants me to come back to her house. Because she tells everybody, that's my favorite nephew. And I know some of my cousins get upset. But it's true. I am the favorite nephew. It's very true. Yeah.
Everybody got their favorites.
Yeah. And I'm her favorite nephew. And she says it all the time with no problem. Well, that's my favorite right there.
And my cousin, you're like one of the youngest, right?
I am. Out of the grandkids, I am. There's two my grandparents, 2 grandkids under me. My sister is the youngest out of my grandparents' grandkids, and then my cousin, he who's between me and my sister, he was killed back in 2007. Yeah, he was killed before I met you. Yeah, he was killed before I met you.
Passed on a motorcycle.
No, that's my cousin's son. His mom is my first cousin, but it's so crazy because me and my aunt, we were talking about this recently. We said, as crazy as this city is, I said to her, I said, Bill and Otis had 22 grandkids. I said, and they didn't lose not one grandchild to gun violence except for one. But my cousin who got killed, he wasn't even killed by a gun. Somebody stabbed him. I said, but they only lost one grandchild to violence. I said, all of the grandkids, and my aunt said, that's because y'all wasn't raised in the streets. Y'all weren't raised to, and I said, that's very true. I said, I had some cousins who had their stints in jail. I said, but all of them are out of jail and they all are successful in doing their thing. I don't understand what is going on, and I do blame the parenting because we did not grow up like that. You know what I mean? Like, I just know my grandmother and her sisters, they did not raise us like that. That's why sometimes I be like, wait, how were y'all raised? Because when we stepped out of line, we got our ass whooped. Like, it wasn't none of that. Like, and we had to go to church. Yes. You had to go. If you were at 7:32 on the weekend, you had to go. Yep. And my grandmother would say, you don't want to go? Go home. Tell your mother come get you. Go home. But it's like, what the hell is going on now? I don't get it. I just don't get it.
Yeah, because my nieces don't go to church. I don't know.
But see, I'm not even talking about them. I'm talking about these guys. Like, these guys, even if they don't go to church, let's say even if they don't go to church, let's ex-church. They have no structure. There's no structure at all.
Well, I really think it could be because...
Don't say because there's no father in the house.
No. Because parents... You remember... Well, I don't know if you remember, but when I was growing up, my mom was home.
Right.
Once my mom started working, a lot of stuff started changing.
Okay.
As far as, like, shit that go on in the house. You know... Because there's nobody else there. Like, you got 2 working parents. They working, struggling, trying to pay the bills, and they counting on you to just be in school doing what you're supposed to be doing. They don't even know if their child not going to school.
Right.
It's just a lot of stuff. And then also, it just made my mind go blank. A lot of parents that I went to school with, people I went to school with, they ain't know how to be no damn parent. They just were doing them. And them being so young and having children so young and not having that structure in their life,
right,
it got pushed down to the next generation.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of them are so disrespectful. And it's tough because I'd be like, I just couldn't be like that. Right. I just couldn't. And you hear, like, you don't even hear about fights no more.
No,
all you hear about is guns.
Shooting. Everybody
like,
shooting.
It's like this new generation have become pussies. Nobody's out there fighting.
Nobody's fighting. Nobody's fighting.
It's nobody's.
And I'm not saying I want you to fight, but I'd rather you get out in the street and box it out before I see you shoot each other. Yeah. Like today, I feel like I see more females fighting on the internet than I do see guys.
Because the guys don't fight.
They just shoot. It's like, what the fuck is going on? When we were kids, you fought, you got it over with, and then you played with each other the following week.
Yeah, y'all be friends again next week.
Like, I don't get, like, these guys really, like, I was showing them this guy, he just, he got shot up last week, got shot all up at the gas station. Like, 5 guys shot this one guy up.
My God.
And he was able to drive himself to the hospital and he survived. Well, he must have deactivated his page, but he just activated it back up and he's showing everybody he's alive and well. But I'm just like, what the hell? Then I got this one follower on Instagram. When I tell you I cried and got goosebumps all over my body. They're from Philly. And for years, she and I were following each other, but I thought that this guy that she was posting was her son. Come to find out, it's not her son, it's her nephew. They shot him. He was at a party. He got shot 20 times, Kevin. 20 times and lived, right? I don't know where it was at, and lived to tell about it.
This was recent.
Yeah, well, it was a few months ago.
Yeah.
And lived to tell about it. And just maybe about 2 weeks ago, he celebrated his 20th birthday. And you wouldn't even know that this guy got shot 20 times. And I just said, oh my God, like, what the fuck is going on? She told me, I said, what the fuck? Like, these people are shooting people and, like, can you imagine how the angels covering you, you get shot 20 times and you live to tell about it, talk about it? Like, I just...
He has a purpose.
Yeah.
Here. And that's not to say that anybody else
don't have a purpose, but something God ain't through with him. Because ain't no way. This is him right here. I'm going to show you. And this was a few weeks ago after he got shot. I said, oh my God. Like, she had sent me the DM with him in the hospital doing therapy. I just said, oh my God, like 20 times. Like, can you imagine? Not paralyzed, nothing. 21 times. 21 times.
Yeah, I would get the fuck out the city. I wouldn't even stay here. I wouldn't stay here.
But how do you stand over somebody and shoot them 21 times?
He was stood over and shot too?
I don't know, but they had to have shot him close range if they shot him 21 times, Kevin.
But listen, I don't want to be there for that, you know?
That's just like the guy and his mom who got killed the other day.
I heard about that.
How about this? You know the place that I be going to go for the salmon burgers that I've been posting? I kept seeing this guy, when they posted him, he got killed. I said, wait a minute, this guy looks so familiar. I don't know where I know him from, but I know him. Then my cousin, her boyfriend who makes sweatshirts, he posted him and he posted a picture of his sweatshirt. I said, oh my God, that's where I know him from. Just 2 weeks ago, we were standing in line together. He was standing right in front of me ordering food because I noticed that he had the guy's sweatshirt on. I was like, oh, you know, that's my cousin, what's his name? Sure enough, that was him. And I'm like, oh my God. They shot, get this, the guy who killed him and his mom, you know they killed him.
Oh, who?
Yeah.
Oh, the cop? He was on the streets shooting people?
Yeah, carjacked the girl.
Wait a minute, that was him?
Mm-hmm. There's something wrong. I think he was mental too. But then somebody left a comment, because I'm on all those pages.
Oh my God.
Somebody left a comment and said that the two of them knew each other, must have worked with each other before, but not no type of animosity. But that guy who did that shooting.
But he was shooting at people in the street while they were driving.
He was mental.
Cars.
He was mental.
So he's the one that killed them, and then the cops shot. And he had like an AK-47 or something like that.
But remember, he shot that girl, took her car.
Yeah.
He shot that 19-year-old girl.
She was only 19.
He looks mental.
Look, I ain't saying nothing because I don't want them come looking for me. Shit, I'm minding my business going to work, child.
He looks crazy. Yep. He did something. Shot that guy and his mother up like that.
But he didn't even know them to do that. He just.
I don't know if he. Somebody said that they did know, but there was no motive behind it. You know what I mean? Like there wasn't no drugs or anything like that. Clearly, because he's just going around shooting people.
We gotta get this city together. We do.
This is the guy that got killed, and this is his mom. Shot him and his mother. And this is the one that got shot. No. This is the one who got shot. This page right here, oh God. This is a page. This is 911 Philly. You gotta follow this page. They had him on here.
So this
is the guy that got shot up the other day and drove himself to the hospital.
So this page, the new...
no, Philly Schoolball is still around, but this page focuses on the violence.
Like the no gun zone.
I don't follow no guns. I stopped following them, but I follow this page, and every day it's somebody getting shot and killed. Every day. Every day. Like she's got shot and killed. For what reason, I don't know. Every day somebody's getting killed.
She was 54. Oh my God.
Oh, this is the one. Oh, this is the 19-year-old that he killed.
This she
was driving and he tried to take her car. He tried to take her car.
This is
it's sad. It's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. Keep praying, and I just pray that God cover me. I pray to Him every time, like just cover me before I walk out of here. Anything can happen. You don't expect nothing to happen to you in your car.
Right.
Somebody just shoot at you to try to get you out to steal your car.
They said that he tried to get, I think, 2 other people out. He went to somewhere where they was doing something, and he shot at the woman in their place, but he missed her and got her car and stole her car and then crashed it, and then tried to get somebody. And then ended up getting this girl right here and shot and killed her while she was in her car. That's horrible. You don't even know this person. They walk up to you and shoot and kill. Like, come on. You ain't got nothing to do with what's going on. Nothing. Him. They shot and killed him. They had the video of him laying in the street gasping for air. I watched that. I said, oh my goodness, this is horrible.
I couldn't look at that.
Yeah, well, it was kind of far away. It wasn't like, but it was horrible. He was in the street, the middle of the street. The people were standing around him on the phone calling 911. And then there was a Muslim woman who was sitting next to him. And she was on the curb just screaming and crying, And he was just sitting there gasping. It was nothing nobody could do. They couldn't do nothing for him. I said, this city is going to hell in a handbasket. Do you hear me? To hell in a handbasket. It really is. It's sad. They had the video on here. They might have took it down.
Well, everybody.
Yeah, I'm sorry we got into this.
I didn't think we were.
It's crazy.
Yeah, we gotta do something about the violence though. And it's going to take a mayor who wants to lead this city, and even if he has to get on TV and or do press conferences or get his ass out here in the neighborhood to find out what's going on, something needs to be done. Like, seriously, something really needs to be done. And we can't blame this new commissioner. She's still learning and trying to apply new tactics and things like that. So it's not her fault.
No.
It's not her fault.
She's coming from Oregon.
Yeah. But you guys, I want to say thank you. I'm just sad here with all them sad stories. You're all on my phone. Because I'm going to know it's Thank you guys for watching today's new video. We'll be back this week with a new video, and we will also be back this video with a podcast. This week with a new podcast. So again, if you're not listening to the Scribble Show podcast, you can find us on Spotify. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Pandora Radio, or wherever podcast platform you listen to. You can find us on there. Thank you guys for watching again, and we'll see y'all later this week. Peace.
Yeah, this page is a mess.